player eno ene bo game no yeni nkomo emfa ho two teams no tactically both play more similarities in the sense say omo per possession omo no bia pese okura ball no omo no bia pese press high because open ball no kura de so ko press high kokko gina okura eto omo mienu nyina per possession no omo pese omo press high eno omo mienu nyina so to me attack space yie eno na match we eye de no omo mienu nyina no omo to me attack space yie pa eto Usha Chelsea na Barcelona they are very good in artificial transitions so mo age ball no normal attack space na waja no Barcelona ya de Chelsea for ya de o pa it is the similarities between these two teams no they like possession they like to press high and omienu nyina to me attack space eye pa na ye breaking game ni down because of some nyina possession no mo person mo press high no yen hwe two teams no in terms of their pressing patterns and against our respective build-up patterns no Chelsea were advantage back. Barcelona build-up no they struggle a lot. Barcelona build-up no they struggle a lot. I was a build-up one. So Barcelona goal kicker ba. Now to me abo goal kick no every pressure him. Abra no one chere no den pass to me aye. But Usha Chelsea so pressing parts na to me ama Barcelona advantage bi wo ha ba se betumi ayusu eti Usha two teams na Chelsea for press higher on betumi akwana Barcelona bebre but Chelsea for so how mu si press no betumi ama Barcelona advantage awo baby now you just say Chelsea for a press no Chelsea were two pressing patterns. It is either said the winger kwaka number 9 no amoma press two center backs no and number 10 back number 9 amoma press two center backs but the pressing partner Enzo Maresca yusu say winger ni invert aka number 9 no mako press two center backs no it against Liverpool ne Garnacho against Tottenham you saw say na Pedro Neto eti oye obi a o ta press winger no ekoko ka number 9 no mo kokko press. When you Barcelona the any be two wingers ni mienu and eko starting where there's a number 9 and a winger mum eko kano meaning say winger no baby or one obeja fullback ni free eti adwuma for Chelsea fullback no that one say oba back up Pedro Neto and asa Garnacho e pressing no ahana Barcelona betumi take advantage no Sunderland take advantage so Pedro Neto kwa inside akwa press dia meaning say fullback na or team nim no opponent no obeda ho Malo Gusto Rhys James na baba right back obe back Pedro Neto press no but initially no right back no onko fullback no so sisi se Pedro Neto pushing inside that Enzo Maresca person right back no ahona no jump the opponent no fullback no so o person what twen answer because on betumi direct press no e da the other side. Not no fullback na asa kwa kusem no matumi akipi o mu shape ni yi etuhwe image a Pedro Neto ana press abrante Mickey van der Ven of Spurs on center back kayensa Kamalo Gusto epusi ade baba press just Spence but obetwen or twen amoma hu ba bi on be direct press na akọ sa press na ba Pedro Neto side one ene o jump ya sa press na ama Pedro Neto side wo na akọ kukurala side wo dia ene na chese odi America kwa ka backline no matumi asikio bibia de amom it means say they wait fullback no in football terms he is caught in a half and half position obetwen or train na ball ni movie ban side and no jump movie man side onyampe Barcelona can take advantage of this na drew her ye betre sene Barcelona ebetumi take advantage of this no the thing I'm say but Chelsea for our advantage in terms of fire Barcelona for the efforts to build it up. Barcelona build it up through their fullbacks. Chelsea pressing no omota kwana wide area. It boss player Usha image here. Number 9 no direct pressing their wide area. Or direct pressing the wide area. Meaning say Chelsea for able to make match man to man on that side. Or match man to man on that side. Don't make you no match ball. This is a team or pressia or person kwana wide area. No match man to man there, no yero kwaji. Against a team on also build it up or person build it up for wide area. It's where person trouble in the wide area. Where person building up through the wide area, particularly through the fullback. It is a chance for any normal year. To say the Newcastle year, to say the Real Madrid year, to say the Sevilla year now, to say the Atletico Bilbao over the weekend year now. Constantly on behalf Barcelona build up no. And so to me have Barcelona build up now. A better Barcelona out so far game no be too direct at the moment. And nothing I'm saying an important detail no. Now Barcelona so way be a to me afaso e dey beat this person. Eti 05 ko anim near her images ni bi. Barcelona build the fullback or person the fullback ni generating diagonal passing lane. Na boss player obo inside diagonal no. E man striker ne gia na obi ababe pick it ball no man run or man attacking space there in behind you. And what I'm saying artificial transition. Barcelona artificial transition.
You're listening to European Night Sports.
And coaching also bench no verticality any day. It's all pekwa first one hit space now in between the lines and also behind your back line. Or back line in space down or midfield line or second line of pressing no space kakaka da ho. And one hands flick pass over. It was the one who come up fullback and fullback now pass the ball inside. And the Brett Lewandowski hold that play. No be abaje. No matter born Eddie Switch. No more kwakwaso. It will show images now against PSG the same thing and na AC. But a kwambe suna Barcelona for bet to me afaso Eddie ayeno. Yen hwe kwan Real Madrid for no. E first to me the stop Barcelona for no from generating that diagonal passing lane. No more to me use inside diagonal. Chance bet to me with ease. Because of how I already know, or more pressing traps in our wide area. Barcelona be dropping the height of the fullbacks. Because or drop the height of the fullbacks now, or the fullback never banechi. A teacher in this image, baby a Gerard Martin, Jinano, or Jina in center backs no. Under normal circumstances, and you want a fullback stage now. Fullbacks I am help you to come. But we were dropping the height no bet today. Send a bear obet many time and space. And nothing was dropping the height no. Time and space to play the first pass. It will be to me at the ball, no to me about ball and your corner, and nothing will drop in the heights. No, in this instance, Pedro Neto aqua pressing Kubasi, Jaran Martin are dropping the heights in the Eddie deep. I said Malo Gusto now resumes the right back, and the DM Ricako pressing Gerard Martin. But I will drop a heights in Swa, and my distance near 10 for opponents, and so about pressing. It's the moment a Gerard Martin Bajibono and about the Babble back or Bajibono or bet me about those inside diagonals behind your midfield line and your Lewandowski, no more picking no more attacking space. No, it's a combat soon. Real Madrid fast yen. Gerard Martin J Bono, Nipakro all pressing Gerard Martin up blockade pass no passing it diagonally or the can't blockade hono and no the quote Gerard Martin so it's a Gerard Martin what no. And no man, only one passing option to Rashford down the line.
You're listening to European Night.
It's a very, very important in Chelsea Football Club. They have to block the diagonal passing lanes of team and friend Barcelona. Send a bear on build it through their inside diagonals because Omoya Sape Barcelona ebe hit space now a war match no and also the Omo hit your boss player deadly most of the time it goes. This is an important detail, boss player. Yebesha nimu awo match nim. But my expecting such as for send your musi press against Spurs, send your musi press against Liverpool. So more presses are Barcelona will suffer in the build-up. But so press it na nye na Barcelona to me but one pass. Ne see space mu pe you are dead. Because omo ade omo penono omo hit space rapidly. Osha match here. Ade ba ko a yaka one empire Barcelona highline. Na boss player Chelsea for na share Barcelona at the right time because highline no has a flick IA adjustment. The last two matches against Celta Vigo, against Bilbao, adjustment about highline. Adjustment about highline. My thread our page, our Twitter, or qua my penny at the home.
You're listening to European Night.
Bilbao with your member. Yes, adjustment about highline
to reduce goals or conceding.
Reduce. To say, my baba throw at the Kura Oye. And the Chelsea who a huge advantage to exploit highline no matter adjustments and hands flick ayan. Firstly, Chelsea a positional side. Because the Chelsea a positional side, I mean, he said, always obejina the width and the depth of the pitch. See, asamna me can ye. Me see always obejina the width and the depth on the pitch. It's one in the ball, cover depth, no, the half spaces, the central areas, obejina, the width, the wide zones, no, obejina. And yes, sir, a match team advantage. Advantage by the team, no. With the depth and the width, no, obejina create 2v1 against your fullback. Because obejina left half space, obejina left wide area, a 2v1 against your fullback. And sadly, we no boss player a Barcelona Achilles heel. Because of how narrow most of the time on back line is here, no. O switch ball ne pe a draw fullback ne out. A draw fullback ne out pe. No space ne behind the fullback no. Run a bit na mu. It is a chance for our Ghana to a wide area. No, the Enzo Fernandez but to have space nima. Meaning say I straight to Ghana to. Aba draw Jules Kunde. A draw Jules Kunde space na better Kunde you know. Enzo Befos has space in him. And one thing I'm saying, a one advantage of being positional for Chelsea. They are covering the depth and they are covering the width. And there's a 2v1 against fullback. No? And the entire 2v1 is important. They say, Barcelona wingers, no, most of the time, they are caught inside. Among time, actually, and Mamma fullback. No? And they expose fullbacks. No? And they just fun be hamahoye. Ombe hamahoye pa. Because we say, or you shoot 3-2-5, or you shoot 2-3-5, or you shoot 3-1-6. Boss player still now the width is occupied, the depth is occupied. And boss player
listening to European Night.
A runner in behind. Now boss player or the aqua. Apart from that, just bet me break Barcelona centrally. On bet me bobo na from Finfin. Because just you know in on one casano or pabo na from Finfin data. Of a central progression. Or Bobo and Finfi and isolating a wingers no. Sana Enzo Maresca open ball. It's Barcelona bet to me idea where I am so more blocking the central areas ye. Side team here all cover with depth ye. Or players will have space.
It's the European.
It is a 1 year centrally compactor. Or be bet to me at down or just down who face the office who high line. Or face high liner or quality and yes. Or quality of passes. Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez, Rhys James, I'm bet to me about pass no, Asiwachi, and they have runners, Garnacho, Pedro Neto, Jao Pedro, Liam Delap, boss player. All these are runners in behind. It is someone receiving ball behind your second line. That is the midfield line. Centrally, when you compact, no more to me, boss player, or be running in behind that, or bet to me, feeding with passes. It's a chance for no on bet me break it down or block no centrally. A bet me how I win ye pa. It's me say Chelsea positionally no on more advantage because they cover the width and the depth of the pitch. And I'm saying centrally no on bomb fan fifty bet me break it. So Barcelona and keep central compactness no. On blocking passing lanes no into the central area. A very very important. The next image no Cucurella positioning. Boss player Cucurella. Or a very, very important man Enzo Maresca. Or invertina, a buono open up passing lanes, a buono emaninya overload in the central areas. Cucurella bet me providing overlapping and underlapping runs at the amount of winger. And no bet me so attack box no. And one player advantage or the team no in terms of say or kwanenima. Me say or open up passing lanes or overload or midfield centrally. Boss player or mount overlapping and underlapping runs. Or bet me attack a box no. Now sa Cucurella a himfa and coach a friend Enzo Maresca edin begina so attack here. Obey invertino. I'm a chance to me enjoy advantages way na. And now or the never come back line no. Send a bay obey to me dealing with Lamine Yamal. Because Lamine Yamal most of the time or inside for the transitional purpose. And nothing has flick equipping the wingers inside. Send a bear ulu subona counter attack and on starting. It's supposed to be her image. Shababia Cucurella now we're inverting into go deep. But obe rotating with Enzo, meaning so be inside. So transition about Enzo and down. Enzo cannot deal with Lamine Yamal on the defender. The same thing at 2 PSG. Abro musia Chelsea no Vitinha beda left center back ko omulusu bonu Kopama de ko Vitinha cannot deal with Kopama on the transition. It's a idea Enzo Maresca has for a risk and reward. What the Cucurella ball, bet me come around in behind the back line. Sahaline or bet me the amount. But Saboni ko come on, why the bed dealing with Lami Yama, boss player, or the ball in the urban in him. And Ultra Barcelona, they are tracking runners now compared to first. No. Me say Barcelona now against Celta Vigo, against Bilbao. One main difference is that they are tracking runners. First, no Barcelona bobo na. Highline no obi di America ba no mu gina ho, no mu for so offside trap no. But say obi di America ba no mu follow no. Et 05 mami images ni enko anim. O hwe images na. Obo say obi di America kwa. Na Barcelona fo no e di America e di nachi. Because Omo say nipa no kwa ni obobo ne man a boss player a 1v1 against the keeper. That is one main difference as to say Hansi Flick Barcelona are now tracking runners. Sene beya Omo highline no enye exposed. Ofa kuanim mami near images ni bi. Boss player any. It will show first image here. Barcelona are keeping the highline. Mami next image. Obi Baba running. Obo say Gerard Martin ebedu run anechi. When any player now kasa na Hansi Flick instruction. Mami next image biom. Barcelona keep line. Mami next image biom. Obi running for line echi. Gerard Martin is tracking the runner. It's now no against Bilbao. Barcelona were tracking the runners. Against Celta Vigo, Barcelona were tracking the runners. It is a Ghana Chomo running. Enzo Monebe running. Obi Abe running bia. I'm expecting Barcelona to track their runners. So they will reduce the risk now on the high line at the moment. But boss player Enzo Maresca Ekasin or say Barcelona high line is a factor for sure. But we also need to pay attention off the ball. And to your Chelsea fan. Now be sure Barcelona no agree now yo a high line. This is a team I will say goes for ease.
Enzo Maresca.
Asama boss player can no.
Or say Enzo Maresca on Barcelona's defensive vulnerability. Their high line is a factor for sure. We're not blocking him anymore. But we also need to pay attention off the ball. They can create so many chances and score goals always. We need to find the right balance between attacking and defending.
Wo fan wo hwe highline no kwa onu coach no or highline no.
Okay.
Highline no ho. But off the ball no. Say Chelsea for defending like they defended against Burnley, against Sunderland. Within first half, we made the 4. Mrs. Chelsea defended like defended here Burnley, defended here Sunderland. Now within the first half, we made the 4 because against Burnley, against Sunderland, both players they were open, no compactness. And 51 dawoka kraka. And Sunderland for to me the ball coming. When you do that against Barcelona, the individual quality, anyhow one has the flick passer or parking central areas now, and it's difficult to deal with it. And has the flick Barcelona no, omunye 2 positioner relationism kakrawum. And to show image about play also nipa 4 or mabo boss wo in positional play you don't see that. Has the flick or enhance diagonality. It will say players by 3. No for me a diagonal line. Bonnie bar no quarter loose no. Next Cardinians no juma. Cabeles ni juma. Me quarter loose miss or Bonnie bar not the 9 for so. What dummy bono. Now could di obi ho. Fernando Dennis Jenibi. Hansi Flick encourages idea no pa. It's a very, very difficult. And nothing after Newcastle game no Anthony Gordon say how they move on who be that. Because and yet strictly positional side. It is a chance for you to expose central areas now. Both players they are doomed. Mr. First half, we made 4. They must defend compactly like the Omiyeti PSG, like the Omiyeti Tottenham, like the Omiyeti Liverpool. When they do that, they are good to go.
Okay.
But boss player,
baby
a match no.
Yengwe.
Baby wo. Amani Cucurella. Na Mr. Mami enye deal na.
Kakrebi me time aso.
1v1 duels very, very important in this kind of matches. Well, be Lusu do on boss player how team no. Lami Yama, boss player or Jibona or what we call gravity. Meaning say or attractive more than one defender ebanoso. Say Lami Yama Jibona attractive more than one defender there space baby. Space be a why never first space no. And one of Femi Lopez eba into the picture. It was steady at the past 6 matches from the Olympiacos game. Fermin Lopez is closer to Lamine Yamal to feed off the space now Lamine creating with the gravity. And so Fermin Lopez in space, our boss player, he will run through the space or running through the space now. The quality in the final pass, no, about Wadri. Boss player, it is hard way. As a Chelsea for you, very, very careful. What did you put to Lamine because who say, only if you 1v1 against Fukuela, we just how we just space a Fermin Befem. Apart from that, boss player, Lamine Yamal. Yenim komo ketuwa bi se mi se 1v1 a no ma mienu na medwene ho ba ko ne se metwe ba ko no so ne se me create separation for a pass, for a shot or for a cross. Me say 1v1 a no ma mienu na medwene ho player bi ese obi 1v1 or per se or channel that is getting past the defender, another person create separation for a pass, for a shot and for a cross. Boss player la me yeni nyina bi aha na problem no. Aha, any problem for Cucurella. Now, sir, when you let me bobo, now Ben or Betchon. It will be what you say. Oberman is space Kakrabi. Someone is space Kakrabi. That is separation. Semi creating separation. I'm a person in your space. Oman la me yama that space nepe or bobo passes in behind your back line. This is the problem in dealing with Lamine Yamal. He is not just a dribbler or a playmaker. It's all shown no creative chances. It will show image boss play against Nuno Mendes. No quantity because on person bebeno. On person bebeno. Lamine ya den obo Trevella de Ferran Torres enim.
Yeah.
It Cucurella be what you say oh man. One man boss player obo ni be to akire e de amara nesin. Obenu so oba betwon. What can the 2v1 against him so what create space behind for Fermin Lopez to feed off the space. It will Chelsea, how do you deal with the kid? Boss player, how do you deal with the kid? It's simple. Two players, but cover outside, but cover inside. No closing the options. No, as simple as ABC. But boss player, set pieces will be important. Chelsea has 8 set piece goals. Barcelona has 7 set piece goals. It's a matter but a dear mommy so much way. And my Barca air transitions. No, Barcelona are conceding a lot of counter-attacking goals.
Biggie
very important. But match boss player I'm predicting investment 50-50 for both teams.
Okay, but me see a beshentino.
Me ko kan wan sem na boss player. Facebook for no.